Hey you guys, this is Nick with Gundam Planet, and we're going to start a new line of videos that's going to be tips for building, because a lot of you guys have been expressing that you want to see more of us giving you advice for how to build, just insight into how we build, things like that. So we want to help you guys out. But before I start that, I do want to say, just because something works for us doesn't mean it works for everyone. We just like to give guidance because every tip helps, and we feel like if someone had told us these things before we learned them ourselves, it would have been very helpful. So that's just what we're trying to provide to you. That doesn't mean that it's 100% or that everyone will fall in love with it. We just hope you do. So for starters, we're just going to do tips for how to do clean straight builds, and this will pretty much carry you through up until whenever you decide to take your models to the next level of painting, detailing, decals, anything like that. So the first things we recommend, we're huge fans of these Tamiya side cutters. They're very sharp. They cut very cleanly. They don't put any stress on the plastic. So that's the first step to minimizing the gate marks once you get rid of the nubs. So the sharp side cutters, and also any sharp knife. Although you've seen this before, I especially prefer the curved blade because it gives you a cleaner cut and a little bit more leeway. You're not as likely to make mistakes as easily with a curved blade. So I recommend this also. And the Tamiya Knife Pro that we sell does come with 2 of these, and that'll last you, depending on how much you build, 3 to 6 months each. So you can just get that once and it'll take you pretty far. So for starters, you want to look at the kind of plastic you're dealing with also, because the darker colors will have more dye in them, and that makes it easier to leave a nub mark. So with black plastic, for example, you want to be very careful because it'll be very easy to leave a gate mark. So when you start cutting, what you want to do is take the sharp side cutters and start farther away from the piece, like towards the actual runner part, and you cut the piece off, and you'll still have all these little nubs. And then once you have that, that's when you go and you cut very close with the sharp side cutters. And as you're cutting, you can make a motion that you're pulling away from the plastic, and that will minimize the stress left from the nub itself. So then once you have that, you'll still see these little tiny white marks, and some people are just content to leave it like that, but this is where the curved blade comes in. If it's very sharp, you can rest the blade right up against it and make a slicing motion, and that will it will cut off the remaining plastic without stressing the base plastic, which will remove that little extra tiny bit without leaving any extra marks. So that's how you get the cleanest cut, using only 2 tools. And with black plastic, this is usually extremely difficult, but as you can see here, there is next to no evidence of there ever being a runner. And that's just, you see how quickly I just did that just with side cutters and a knife. And if you can just get to the point where this is habit and it's easy, your straight builds are going to look incredible. And that's when you can start thinking about where you want to go next with it. Once you eliminate the gate marks completely, then painting is just no problem whatsoever. You won't have any gate marks underneath the paint that show through, and that just it will benefit your building in every way, straight builds and beyond. So that would be volume 1, and volume 1 pretty much takes you wherever you want to go. I personally haven't even moved past that because I love clean straight builds more than almost anything else. So you may find yourself content to just do this forever and try and perfect it, or you may want to move to the next level. So that's your call, and I hope this has been very helpful, and we'll see you for the next one.